Welcome back to the Marco Martinez Show. How's everyone doing again? Welcome back. I'm just gonna say, the summer's gone by fucking fast. We are in the month of August. It is August 2nd as I'm recording this. And like, the elementary, high school, middle schoolers, they all start going back to school. I mean, depending on your school, like what here in the next weeks to come, possibly some start next week. Some probably start the week after. Some probably even the week after. But I don't know. It's crazy to and then same with college. Like it's usually like what the second or third week of August. Like it's crazy. It's weird how fast the summer went. It does not even feel like I had a summer because most of the time spent working and just stressing. I mean, hell, I almost got evicted. Like I think I don't know if I already said it on the other one on how like very close I was to getting evicted. I'm very grateful for my parents to have not allowed that, but it's like it's crazy where like I had so much plans for the summer and that alone killed it because like yes, I could have paid like had all this like real estate stuff, but I don't get a check for anywhere for like 30 to 45 days. And even then I still have to find a lead, have to find a qualified lead, whether it's a seller or a buyer, and it could take months for them to convince them or whatever the case may be. So it's like, yes, I could have had that, but I still needed a job. And the job that I had, it wasn't not only the pay. I mean, yes, 15 an hour isn't the greatest, but if I was getting hours, the pay was fine. I mean, the pay was okay. The pay would be enough to keep myself going. The pay was enough to help have the bills paid at least. And that's not what was going on. I was rarely getting hours, and on the weeks where I would get hours, it's like, oh, you're working 7 days in a row. 5 of those are 4-hour shifts, 5-hour shifts, and then the other 2 are 8 hours. And so then it's like, yes, I'm working 5 days, 6, 7 days in a row, but I'm not even breaking 40 hours or barely. So it's like I'm not really getting hours. And so like at that point when I almost got evicted, I had to change. I had to switch jobs, which I don't want to like just keep switching job after job after job. But it's like if I'm not getting hours, I don't know what to do. And so then now with the new one, I'm guaranteed hours and the pay is better. The labor's more. That's okay as long as I'm able to kind of catch up with everything. That's really fine. Because I mean, hell, I don't have access to the MLS here. Luckily, I have until the end of September to pay my license, which should be fine with the amount of work I have, like the hours I'm getting. But it's one of those where it's like I don't know. Like I'm grateful. I'm getting hours. That's really what I can say. I'm grateful that I am. And the pay is even better. I mean, I'm grateful for that too. And I'm really just doing my best, living on my own, doing this. I don't want to, because every time that I have, oh, I want to go do this. I want to do this for summer. Do it for the fall and winter times. It's never come to fruition. So what I really need to do is kind of, yes, plan it. Obviously, don't think negative, like, oh, I'm not going to go because, I fucking suck and all this shit. No, what I'm going to do is plan it mentally, look at the finances, and really see if I can. Because who knows? What if here in the next couple months, I get a client and I do get a closing. And then with that, I'm like, because I'm either kind of caught up or, hey, now that I'm more caught up than I was before, let me just use the commission that I got and just go on a little trip, on a little weekend trip, and or even just like a week trip and just head somewhere. Yeah, like the commission's not gonna be 20,000, even if the commission was like 3,000, 3,500. It's still one of those where it's like, I can plan, I can stay. Let's say it's like Kansas City or someplace. Like, I can stay a couple days. Maybe if I find a great deal, like even in Colorado, I find a great deal, probably even stay for a week, and still budget out what I can do and whatnot. But it's like, I couldn't do that during the summer. Like, it was like, hell, I said last year was bad. This year was probably worse because of it. And it sucks because I even told myself at the beginning of the year, not the whole new year, new me bullshit. It was just like, I told myself this year's it's going to be better. This year is going to be better. This year is going to be better. And with everything that's happened, I'm like, wow, felt like it almost came worse. But I still tell myself every year, it's going to be better. This year's gonna be better. This year's gonna be better, and this year's gonna be better. So I mean, I'm just doing the best I can, really. But I mean, what more can I really do? But I mean, other than record the podcast and just kind of keep you guys updated, and I mean, not much I can really do because I use this podcast as like my therapy. Because I was going to therapy, and I know you need to find the right therapist. The first one's almost likely never gonna be like your like permanent one. But it's so expensive. It's so expensive, and not only that, but it's like, if I only get you for an hour, and I have so much shit to talk about, that's not enough. Like, I need to sit down with you. I need to talk to you. I need to talk to someone. And if you keep looking at your watch and it's the hour's almost up, and you tell me, hey, we just got 5 minutes remaining, just kind of telling you, it's like, all right, well, most of the time I've been doing the talking. You're not really helping me. And I know it's not their job to fully help me with many of my situations, but it's like, talk to me. Like, I'm not paying money for you to just look at your watch, say, okay, hour's up, bye. It's like, no, like, be the therapist, be what you went to college for. And so that's why I like using the podcast as my therapy. Yes, I don't have someone I can go talk to, but just kind of letting you guys hear the raw, kind of like my raw reality. And I know this is probably the 20th time I've said a lot of this, but it's the truth. I mean, when I am able to post about my highlights, on Instagram or on Facebook, or even talk about it on the podcast, you guys can look back and say, like, great fucking job. This man went through a lot of it. And so, I mean, hell, like, we got 4 months left of 2024. And it has been a year of just craziness. Like, yes, not just me, but of the world. I mean, hell, I don't know if many of you remember of what Cat Williams said at the beginning of the year, saying this year is going to be the year of, like, truth. Like, the beans are going to spill. And, like, the whole beef with Drake and Kendrick, that one was godly. Like, Drake being exposed as, like, a child predator and all this fun stuff, his crew as well. And then you got Diddy getting exposed. I don't know how many of you, like, are, like, in the known of YouTube. Here recently, if many of you have been following Mr. Beast, he's in the steam right now. Like, he's been in the waters right now. Same with one of his boys named Chris. Well, he's transgender now, so Ava Tyson now. Of talking to little kids, like being a child predator, Dr. Disrespect as well. Mr. Beast, kinda, somewhat doing the same thing. And some of them are doing illegal gambling towards children. Like it is wild of the shit that's going on. Hell, not too long ago, I believe it was today, like what, $2.9 trillion we're taking out of the stock market because some people are saying there's a recession. We've been in a recession and they're just now going to realize we're in a recession because shit's just way too fucking expensive right now. And I don't know, I'm ready to see kind of what happens the rest of the year and kind of just see how 2025 happens. And which is crazy because I'm 23 and I look back, I'm like, wow. I am 23, and I never would think high school me would be where I'm at. Hell, like sometimes I'm like, wow, I was in school, I was in high school. I look back and I'm like, shit, like 5 years ago, today, 5 years ago, I was planning to move to Lincoln, Nebraska for college at UNL for computer science. Exactly 5 years ago. And I remember it full-heartedly because like I was super excited. I was in a whole new town. I was in a whole new school. Like I still look back, I'm like, wow. The new student enrollment, like of everything that I was doing, like it's crazy. And sometimes I've looked back and I'm wondering, where are a lot of the people that I went to school with, where are they? Like when I working at Target, I met with one and she told me, she was like, yeah, she's like, I've taken I think she's taking like her second gap year for her master's. She's like, yeah, I've got my bachelor's for psychology and I'm not even using it. I was like, what? It's crazy. Like you were my mentor. Not like the mentor, but for like a class, like one of the mentors in class. I was like, it's weird to hear that. And I'm like, how's this person doing? Like, many of my classmates, like, where are they at? Like, what are those people doing? Like, and even people back in high school. Like, many of the people I know, many have stayed in Minutair or really in the Panhandle. So like Minutair, Scottsbluff, Gearing, Alliance, like they have stayed there, but some haven't. Some have moved. Some have moved to Wyoming. Some have moved to Texas. Some have moved here where I'm at in Lincoln. Some have moved to Omaha. Some have just moved everywhere. And I'm just like, wow, like it's just crazy looking back at the times. It's just really, I don't know. Just really going through a lot of it. It's like, wow. 5 years ago, I would have never experienced, never thought I'd be where I'm at. In real estate, fucking struggling, pay bills. Like, but I don't know. I mean, hell, speaking about like some of the people in my school, people getting married, people having kids. Like, it's like, wow. We're growing up. We're growing up, and it's almost like we don't realize it. We're growing up without, I don't know, like being blinded to it. I don't know. Like it's weird. Like, have many of you kind of thought of that? Where even now, I mean, you can be in your mid-20s, late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and you may still look back and say, wow, like, where is that person I went to high school with? Where's the person I went to college with? Where's my ex? Like, my ex I had in high school. Now, what is she doing? Or what is he doing? Or whatever. Like, I reminisce the past. Like, I really just looked through a lot of this. I'm just like, wow, like, what? Like, I still keep up with some of my coaches. I mean, I don't talk to them. I mean, I have them on Facebook. And, my basketball coach, my former basketball coach, who went to Gearing to be their basketball coach, then became, I believe, their soccer coach, then went to Scottsbluff, and I think is working at Scottsbluff schools, not even as a coach anymore. And it's like, wow, like it's weird just how times are flying, just weird seeing everything. I mean, even my own high school, You know, I'm still shocked it's still up, but even then, I still look and I'm like, wow, like many. I mean, hell, someone I went to school with now works there. They're a teacher there. I believe she's a math teacher. Like, it's just crazy seeing all of this and looking back, and it's like, wow. And it's crazy. I don't even talk to any of them, so it's like I don't know. Like, have many of you kind of experienced that? You kind of just look back and say, wow, like what, like where are the times gone? Like many of us are growing up, and you know, and it's crazy. I don't speak to any of them. They don't speak to me. I don't speak to any of them either. But I mean, yeah. But I mean, it's kind of just a time of. It could just be I'm alone here in the office, so I was just kind of just looking back at the past, really. But no. My question to you, the audience, what do you guys look back at? Whether it be a mom, like whether it be someone in the family, friends, coworkers, like do you kind of look back and just be like, I once worked with this coworker. We were really close, and they left 3 months into my job, and now they work at a tech company, or they moved to California, and I have heard nothing about them anymore, or something like, tell me in the comments of Spotify, because I don't think you can do it for Apple, but go ahead and tell me. Like I would love to hear it. And yeah, I mean, that's really kind of all I've got today. I was planning on talking about something else, but my mind just started spilling and just kind of reminiscing about the past, and kind of, it's kind of what decided to just do that instead, and and kind of just keep the ball rolling. Cat's out of the bag. But anywho, I mean, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.